Welcome back, everyone!
My name is Emily, and
today I'll be showing you how to make Link's gloves from Ocarina of Time using our latest patterns. They are available for sale on our Etsy store, along with some other useful blueprints. And without further ado, let's get started. Before getting into the tutorial, please take note of the following information. If you would like some clarity on the terminology used in this tutorial, please refer yourself to the instruction manual provided with the patterns. You'll also find information on how to properly measure yourself, as well as additional info such as fabric suggestions and materials used during this tutorial. Also keep in mind that it is always essential to make a mock-up out of cheap fabric first. In this case, I suggest using something with a similar stretch as the fabric you plan on using to make your gloves. Also, for this particular project, please be sure to stay aware of the seam allowance for each piece and section. Most are at 2 mm wide, but it does vary in certain areas. Firstly, you'll need to cut out the following pieces. 2 pieces of the top, middle, and bottom cuff interior made from 1 cm thick EVA foam. 2 pieces of the handpiece interior and side hand interior in 7 mm thick EVA foam. 1 pair of the top, middle, and bottom cuff in medium brown stretch pleather. 1 pair of the handpiece and side handpiece in medium brown stretch pleather. 1 small and large gussets in medium brown stretch pleather. 1 pair of the glove and thumb in medium brown stretch pleather, 2 pairs of the forearm in burgundy stretch pleather, and lastly, 1 pair of the top, middle, and bottom cuff tab in medium brown stretch pleather. Keep in mind that my colors for this sample are not accurate to the source material, and I am only cutting half the necessary pieces since I'm only going to be making 1 glove for this video. Start by closing your thumb piece. Fold the thumb in half, right side to right side, and sew 2 mm from the edge. Slide the thumb piece into the thumb hole, right side to right side. Line up all your notches, making sure the seam allowance of the thumb is facing upward. To help with the process, we highly suggest using rubber cement glue. This will help stabilize your sewing. If you have opted out of using the glue, pin the thumb and the thumb hole together carefully. Now comes the tricky part of sewing the gussets. Start by making a mark with erasable pen or marker at 2 mm beneath every slit on the glove on the right side. This will help guide you while you are sewing. I personally did the mark on the wrong side of the fabric and on the gusset itself. Line up the edge of the middle finger to the edge of the gusset, right side to right side. Sew at 2 mm from the edge, starting at the top of the finger until the mark. Lower the needle so it is going through both layers of the fabric. At this point, you'll want to work your way around to the other side of the finger slit while keeping your gussets aligned. You can shift your glove around as you're doing so. After I was done, I removed the excess gusset and started working through my other fingers. Keep in mind the large gussets will be used for the area between your index and middle finger and between your middle finger and the ring finger. The small gussets is for in between the ring finger and the pinky. Fold the glove on the fold line so the fingers align. Close the fingers by repeating the gusset process, making sure to match the proper gusset to the proper finger. Close the glove by sewing the side seam 2 millimeters from the edge, right side to right side. You can then turn your glove inside out. Place the Velcro pieces, male side of the Velcro, on the right side of the top forearm piece according to the Velcro placement on the pattern. Sew the 3 Velcros in place. Pin the forearm pieces together, right side to right side. Sew at 7 millimeters from the edge with the overlock or the zigzag stitch. Since pleather doesn't fray, I simply use the zigzag stitch. Slide the glove inside the forearm piece, right side to right side, aligning the seams of the gloves to the seams of the forearm pieces. Pin together and sew 7 millimeters from the edge using a zigzag stitch. This is very important. Finish the hem of the forearm piece by turning it in by 1 centimeter and doing a zigzag stitch. Now it's time to prepare the 3 cuff tabs. Make sure the lines on all the corners are traced on the wrong side of the fabric. To sew these 3 pieces, you will want to fold each corner at a 45-degree angle, right side to right side, and sew on the traced lines. Cut off the excess fabric and repeat this for all the corners of all the cuff tabs. Before top stitching your cuff tabs, I highly suggest flattening them out. To do so, just use your iron, but make sure to protect your pleather with a scrap piece of fabric. Top stitch all around them, 1 to 2 millimeters from the edge. If you own a walking foot, now is a good time to use it. They are essentially made to sew pleather, vinyl, or leather. If you are having a hard time sewing the fabric, I would suggest using a little bit of double-sided adhesive on the edges and maybe rubbing a little bit of hand lotion on the fabric to help it slip and glide through. You will now prepare Velcro pieces for the tabs. Cut them 2 centimeters shorter on the length. You have to make sure that the Velcro is the same width as your pieces, which I didn't have on hand. Please refer to the image to do this properly and not to what I'm actually doing. Since I currently have my husband at home and don't have adequate protection measures for him, I needed to do all my cement glue application outside. I suggest watching our vlogs on the making of the boots as reference. Now it's time to prepare the 3 cuff pieces. Fold the pleather cuff piece at a 45-degree angle, right side to right side, corner on corner. Make sure to trim the excess fabric. Feel free to do this to all other pieces shaped in the same way. We will now shape the 3 cuff interior pieces. Use a heat gun to carefully heat up your foam. Heat up until the foam is malleable and then shape the 3 foam pieces into half circles. After the 3 foam pieces have a nice round shape to them, it's time to combine them with their respective pleather pieces with contact cement glue. Apply 4 cm of glue to the wrong side of each end of the pleather cuff piece, and apply 4 cm of glue to the outside on each end of the foam pieces. Once the foam pieces are glued to the pleather cuff pieces, you will need to apply contact cement glue on the wrong side along the edges of the pleather, as well as along the edges of the foam inside of the foam. We will now be connecting the tabs to their respective cuff pieces. You will repeat these steps for all 3 cuff pieces. Apply contact cement glue to the wrong side of the tab in the 2 cm area where there is no Velcro. While that dries, apply 2 cm wide contact cement glue on the end of the cuff piece. If you find your tab isn't adhering well, you can sand the area on the pleather where your glue will be applied. This will help give the glue a better grip to the pleather. You will now prepare the Velcro piece that will partner up with the tab. The measurement of the Velcro is 3 cm wide by the height of its respective cuff piece. Apply contact cement glue on the wrong side of it. While that dries, apply the contact cement glue on the other side of the cuff piece, 3 cm wide. Once they are dry, you can stick the Velcro to the cuff. We will now be gluing some more Velcro pieces to the center wrong side of the 3 cuffs. These are the Velcro pieces that will attach to the 3 Velcro pieces we sewed onto the forearm. This next part I think can be optional, but my colleague who designed this nifty little glove pattern might argue otherwise. You can essentially use thin strips of pleather to attach all the cuffs to each other. So if you would like more information on this part, you can refer yourself to the instruction manual. Now, we are finally onto the last part of these gloves, so don't give up just yet. You will now make the handpiece and the side handpiece the exact same way you sewed the pleather cuff pieces. So lastly, you'll just need to place both handpieces onto the top of your glove. Once again, you're going to use the contact cement to do so, and make sure to properly place your pieces. And with this, we are finally finished with the pattern saga for Link from Ocarina of Time. I really hope this tutorial was helpful. You can find all available patterns and blueprints on our Etsy store. If you like this kind of content, make sure to give it a big thumbs up and make sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified of all upcoming content. You can also follow our work in progress on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. So until next time, good luck with your projects.